Okay, welcome to my July wrap-up. I know it's August 4th, but I'm gonna give you guys a July wrap-up. Okay, so I started my month off with We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. It's the third book of the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy series. I honestly did not like this book. I liked the first book in the series, and then the other two were just like meh to me. It's still a really cute summer read, so I would still highly recommend it. It just wasn't my favorite out of the three. I'm pretty sure I also gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. Next, I read What I Lost by Alexandra Ballard. I really enjoyed this book. It was extremely relatable, and I loved the author's writing style. I'm pretty sure I rated this like a 4.8 out of 5, but highly recommend. You all should read it. Oh, and don't forget trigger warnings because it does talk about sensitive topics like eating disorders, eating disorder treatments, and recovery. Moving on to the biggest book I read this month, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This was a tough one. Believe me when I tell you guys that this is not a light read. This is so heartbreaking, so disturbing, and just so hard to get through. I know there was a lot of hype around this book, but just check the trigger warnings because there is a lot and it deals with so many sensitive topics. I personally did enjoy this book, and I'm really glad that I finally read it because I've been meaning to read it forever, but I honestly think it was so overhyped on the community. I was told this book was going to make me cry, it was going to break my heart, I would never forget it, it would be the most disturbing book I've ever read in my whole entire life, but I just didn't get that feeling. I think I didn't enjoy it as much because I went into the book with that much hype and I was kind of expecting more, so I shouldn't have done that. Overall, I still did enjoy it, so I think I gave this a 4.4 out of 5. I would still recommend it, but it is a humongous book, so if you're willing to read 814 pages of disturbing topics, I do recommend it. And moving on to the last book I read in July, this was a 5-star read for me, is Mary Jane. I cannot tell you guys how much I love this book. This book has my whole entire heart. I loved ending the month on this book. I loved the settings in this book. I loved the plot. I loved the characters. I just felt like it was so well written that it was so easy to read and just stick with me forever. Also, I was not expecting this to be such a summery read, but it surprised me, and it was actually a really good summer read. This book also had me really hooked. I did not want to put it down. I finished it in a day and a half because it is short, but the author's writing just hooked me in from the beginning, and I just wanted to figure out what happened next. So yeah, I really, really recommend this book. You all should read it. And yeah, that was all the books that I read in July. Go look at my August TBR to see what I'm reading in August. And I really hope you enjoyed my July wrap-up. Peace out. A10.